Buckshot Roulette is the best game I've played in a long time. It perfectly recreates that powerful rush one would get when doing such exhilarating things, such as the main, thing in the game. And it does this not just with the gameplay, but also with the soundtrack and the implementation of items. I mean, look at this. So, before I get too ahead of myself, I should probably explain the uses of said items. The listing goes as follows. The magnifying glass allows you to check the first round in the slot. The handsaw allows you to saw off the barrel of the shotgun, now dealing 2 damage instead of 1. The cigarettes give you 1 health back. And the beer allows you to eject a shell from the shotgun with no drawbacks, except for a very small cash decrease at the end of the game. If used correctly, these items can be extremely useful and can almost guarantee a win in some scenarios. I remember when I first saw this game on YouTube, it piqued my interest, and I decided I was going to watch the video I saw it on. Quite a good decision if you ask me. I ended up buying the game and playing it through a few times, and I have to say, I enjoyed it more than I do most games. I would have to attribute that slightly to the fact that it reminded me of Inscription, which is my favorite horror game of all time, and then it managed to keep that vibe throughout the entire game. And don't even get me started on the soundtrack. I mean, it's just so good, and it conveys the vibe of the entire game tenfold. My personal favorite track off the OST is Socket Calibration, which plays when the 3rd round starts. Another thing I like about the game is the fact that each session only lasts around 15 to 20 minutes, yet they're still incredibly unique and enjoyable, even with their short length. And, depending on how you play them, this length can be increased or decreased however you want. So, not only is the game exhilarating, it's also unique, and the length of each session is in your control. Another function of this game is the fact that if you die on rounds 1 or 2, you get revived by a mysterious person in the starting area and get to challenge the dealer again. But if you die on the 3rd round after the revival equipment is completely cut off, you go to heaven, which has been completely overgrown and looks to be abandoned. This is actually explained earlier in the game when you're drawing items in the 2nd round and you see one of the waivers that you yourself signed with the name inscribed on it being God. The waiver is spattered with blood, signifying that the dealer has previously beaten God himself at the game, which I find amusing. If you do win the game, a briefcase extends from the dealer's end of the table towards you, which you then unlatch and take home with you. The maximum amount of money you can earn in the game is $70,000 if you get an absolutely perfect run. Now, this, to me, seems like a lot less money than should be rewarded, seeing as the main character is putting their life on the line to earn this money, and could very much die at any time. But then again, the MC is the one that signed up for it in the first place, so maybe they just like risking their life for sums of money that don't add up to the task that they're doing nearly as much as they should. But, to each their own. Even with all this complex stuff behind it, I think the game is best described by Manly Badass Hero. A Russian roulette horror game using shotguns against a sinister AI. And honestly, that's really all it is. It's just that at the end you get some extra money too. Now, the game doesn't really end, because you'll always be able to come back for more. And essentially, you're sort of trapped in this infinite loop, because when you boot the game back up after quitting, you're back where you began. Now, I don't know how the main character got where the game starts, but wherever that is, they seem like they're not there on their own time. I don't know, it's just weird, because there's no real exit that you can see in that room. So, I don't know, it's just a theory. Anyway, I do love this game very much, and even though it's a bit odd and confusing at times, I think it's a very, very good game, and I love it with my whole heart. So, all that being said, I'm very thankful to Mike Klubnica for making this game, and I think that he's one of the best developers I've seen in a very long time. So, Mike Klubnica, if you're watching this, thanks for making Buckshot Roulette, and thanks for giving me inspiration to make another YouTube video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm going to be heading out now. Please buy Buckshot Roulette, support Mike Klubnica. Bye.